Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Not Anonymous. And there's some audio and video attached with this. I don't have my headphones, so there might be a bit of an echo when I play the video. Here we go. And some of you are going to figure pretty much going to know who this is anyway. So here we go. Dear Ollie, well, I finally made it. With your channel, wise words, and clarity on the subject, I defeated many narcissists that used to be in my life. I am now officially no contact for good. You see, I will purposefully use the term my and mine for this letter and others. My son recently turned 18, and so the family courts are now no longer in force, and he is officially an emancipated adult. And with that, the dirty twat has no control over my life any longer. Back when I was first corresponding with you, I knew nothing of narcissism. Yours was the only video channel I had found on the subject, with the exception of an article or two. I think you had about 4 videos that I watched over and over again. I became aware of the issues, and it became clearer and clearer. She continued to terrorize me through the court system. Not using the courts as a tool for working out legal issues, but as a weapon to harm me. Boy, have I screamed about that. At one point, you might remember, I regained custody of one of my sons. Things were not going well for him in her presence, and so it began. I took her to court for custody and won. Just a side note, he did graduate high school with a very good GPA, was captain of one of the athletic teams at school, was involved in orchestra, and I can attest he is a happy, well-adjusted young man. This is what happens when a parent or caregiver or caretaker provides a safe and sane environment. That is my job. Everything else he did was and is all him. His successes then, now, and in the future are his and his alone. You mean you don't want to steal everything? You don't want to take credit for everything he does? Weird. But I like to think that the resources I provided and provide have something to do with it. The other son I have with that dirty twat is not so much a success story. I am still unable to get my point across to him, to her nature, and the other narcs. I'm still working on it, though. I'm hoping against hope that he comes around to see things in the light of truth, as it's very difficult. And I know you know, Ollie, my heart goes out to you, my friend, when your own kid has been duped by the same narcopaths that duped you. It's a tough pill to swallow. It really is. It's the hardest pill to swallow. And you can't replace that feeling, that emptiness of a lost relationship with a child. But there comes a point, especially when they've turned 18, that they're responsible for their own decisions. They either are or they aren't. And there comes a point where you trying to convince them to the nature of your ex and the other narcs, the other flying monkeys that are around, it just becomes counterproductive. Sometimes, once you've made your case, you don't want to oversell it. You can't oversell it. I mean, I've been guilty of that myself. It's hard to shut up about it, and it's hard, especially when it's your own kid, to just take a seat and wait and be patient and hope for the day that they see it for what it is. And the reality is that day may never come, for a litany of reasons, especially in this environment, where whoever could give you the most virtue or excuse or gain fun and prizes is going to win. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it but maintain your own sanity. So here we are. About the time I regained custody of him, I also began a discussion channel. This is now about 6 years ago. I made a video of the clips I've sent you. I would very much like it if you would watch it before your video response. I've already watched it, so here we go. I'm fast forwarding to the part he wanted me to discuss. The first video you might recognize me already analyzing maybe 5-6 years ago. Here we go.
Envies others and believes that others are envious of him or her. So, let's get started.
Because I've got,
Yeah, tell me about it. So when you step around my boundaries and you do things like that, how do you think that makes me feel?
I would think that would not make you feel good.
But you do it anyway?
But you had cut off communication.
And why did I cut off communication? Because you'd been doing abusive things. You know what? The kids actually need to see how you people act. Don't do the kid thing.
Now, if you remember when I analyzed this, it's like 5-6 years ago. This was one of the very first videos, like on my channel when I started opening up to the public. I was clued in on this fucking twat's neurolinguistics, on her eyes specifically, her facial movements, everything being to my left, her right, which means is she's creating responses in her head. She's not going to the left or your right, which would be memory responses. She keeps going down, up to the left, which is all creative. She's lying. She's creating responses on the spot.
Do things. No one's keeping you from seeing anyone.
How can I see him then?
Then you need to actually behave and not be abusive and manipulative. How about that? Huh?
Don't want to do anything that you think is that way.
Really? Well, I asked you not to and you did anyway. Why?
Again, you had told me you are not going to communicate with me anymore.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a created response, which you just came up with here. And I noticed something else as Not Anonymous is talking. A lot of the times she's mouthing. But she's not mouthing. She's mouthing, almost trying to control what's coming out of his mouth, and at the same time trying to formulate what her bullshit response is going to be.
And why? Because you've done abusive, manipulative things before. No, Linda.
There it is. To the left. She's remembering right there. Right there where he's like, why did I do this? Because you've done abusive things in the past. Where did her eyes go? Went to your right, her left. She knows what she's done because it's right there in her head. I remember doing this the first time. She knows. It's all right there. It's all right there. If you don't know neurolinguistics or whatever, it might not be as frustrating. To me, it's just like, I got you. If she was sitting across from me in an interrogation, I got you. I got you, bitch. I know, and I'm going to get it out of you. See, might not have been so much as a lie because Not Anonymous said it. Okay, but she's creating the response to protect from what's on the other side of her brain. You understand?
Boundaries. And you know what? We're going to leave, okay? If you need to take a minute before you do these things, and you need to figure out where your loyalty lies and figure out if it actually lies with your children or if you're just going to do what you want to do. Okay?
My loyalty is with my children.
Really? But you
lie. Which way did her eyes just go? Let's watch it again.
You do these things, and you need to figure out where your loyalty lies and figure out if it actually lies with your children or if you're just going to do what you want to do. Okay?
My loyalty is with my children.
Lie.
Really? But you do these things anyway.
Lie.
You do what you want to do anyway.
You think that they are. I
Yeah? Really? When you cohort with the people? Yeah.
See my children, my grandchildren.
Yeah? That's all. You want to see it under your circumstance.
See, she's denying. She's saying, but her head is nodding along that she's agreeing. That's an unconscious response, the nodding along. as he's telling, because she knows it's true.
Is not under the people that lay out rules for you. Because some people have boundaries, and you can't always cross those boundaries. You understand? But you do it anyway, right? But you do it anyway?
I don't do anything that I think is against God's will.
Oh, there's God again. There's the narcissist in God again. Nothing against God's will. Who have we discussed over and over again? Do these narcissists believe in God? No. They're God. They're God in their minds.
Okay, keep going. This is getting interesting.
Tell me about school.
She's going to change the subject now.
Nice groomer shirt, by the way.
Any hard questions?
Well, it's like, I don't really know how to answer. I know the other parent is so much relationship. Oh. Next time, I haven't had to answer. I thought it was asking me how often I talk to her or something.
You could answer that if you want.
Oh, what? I don't know kind of what to say here. Describe the strengths and weaknesses as a parent. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to, what it's really asking.
Another lie. To the left, unable to describe one strength about her son as a parent. What's going on here is she feels empowered now. You need something from her. You need her honest input, not her fucking bullshit on why you should have, on your relationship with your son, how you could get custody. Now she feels powerful.
Provide a nice home. What else?
You're answering, not me. You're answering, not me. You've known me a long time.
This isn't confusion. This is a power trip right now.
Nice home. Do I have any concerns about either parent in the areas of emotional stability? Drug and alcohol, violent behavior, other problems. You know, I really don't.
Okay. I just don't know. You don't have any.
There's something in there. She went to the other side of her brain to remember something in there. Now, if it's not you, it might be your ex-wife that she knows something and she just didn't want to help you. Because it's pretty apparent here she's power tripping and really doesn't want to help you.
Is that all you want to say on here?
Well, I don't, unless you think I should expound on something in particular. I'm just confused. I mean, I'm happy to do that, but I just think
Confused?
you'd have more, that it would carry more weight if it was somebody that wasn't your mom.
I've got other people that can do it. Would you rather me have someone else? Because
No.
they require 3, at least wanted to ask if you wanted to.
You've got 2 of the others are not.
I've mentioned,
relatives,
of course they're not.
yeah, well, that's fine.
But if because if you don't want to do it, we don't have to send this. I can Greg or Bob or
Well, why would I
Troy.
not want to do it?
She really doesn't want to do it. But she knows she's a complete piece of shit if she doesn't. But she doesn't really want to do it.
So, that's it.
I guess so. I mean,
I guess so.
my,
I guess so. Like, this is for custody of her fucking grandchild. Is this how somebody who's helping their son win custody of their fucking grandchild looks or acts? Not in my eyes.
my only thought is that if I were a former counselor and I saw What's your relationship? Parents, I'd probably put that one in the wastebasket. Because what else would they expect me to do?
Yeah, what else would they expect you to do? Here is a mother who can't find one positive thing to say about her son's parenting skills. Not one. Rest assured this has nothing to do with parenting skills nor lack of character on the victim's part, and everything to do with the narcissist appearing to help while actually sabotaging the victim's efforts. During this time and prior, she had been asked to not have discussions or dialogue with the other parent. But as you will see, boundaries mean nothing to the narcissist.
Make sure. I don't know. Do you need to talk to her about it or anything?
What would I talk to her about?
I don't know.
I haven't spoken to her since I...
So you need to talk to their mom for anything?
I haven't talked to her. I was trying to remember.
So you need to talk to her for anything?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
You sure?
Well, what would, I don't understand what you're even asking.
Well, you need to talk to her about this or anything.
Well, why would I talk to her?
I don't know.
People who get confused like this typically don't text message. They typically don't text message and get confused over basic questions on a form of if you're a good parent, whether or not you're a good parent. You know? I'm pretty sure we're going to find out, okay, she's been communicating with his ex through text.
I don't understand. Nope, I'm on your side. I've always been on your side.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, why would she need my address? She's got it.
Wow, there's a lot in here.
Hmm?
Looks like there's a lot in here.
This communicating with the exes, I mean, this is what drove me this is what puts me over the edge with my own story. Okay, but it's common. And they lie about it. Listen, my old man hired my ex-wife's attorney, showed up in court to testify against me with like one of these recording folders. Like, what is in there? That's the only thing I want to know. What the fuck is even in there? But this is what they do. Years of communications between the two narcs. Months, maybe years.
Wow.
And the flying monkeys are involved. Okay, there's some skip ahead here, I think. This is a lot of no communication. I can't remember. I can't remember when I talked to her. Okay. Voice calls during that time. She was not talking to her. Okay.
Boy, Mom.
What?
A lot of communication in there.
Even when you catch them, but even when you get them red-handed.
Yeah.
Even when you get them red-handed, it's like it doesn't matter. There's your look. Wah, wah. And now what? Unbelievable. Not
I
unbelievable.
don't know. Do you need to talk to her about it or anything?
What would I talk to her about?
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe 2 years worth of text messages and phone calls.
And there you have it. As plain as the look on her face, the treachery of the narcissist. During the time that I was recording these, I wasn't sure who a narcissist was or who a flying monkey was. But I have news for you. They are all abusers. They are all narcissists. This is why it can be so difficult to extract yourself from these situations. You must be vigilant in uncovering the truth to do so. Unfortunately, at this time, I had been in no contact with several other narcs, so I was unable to get video documentation of their behavior. But rest assured, their behavior is just as treacherous as what you see here. I want to reiterate, if you can go no contact, do go no contact and do not look back. However, there might be extenuating circumstances that you are unable to do so, and this was one of those times for me. Just as a side note, the court case was decided favorably. And for that, I am truly grateful. None of the treacherous behavior of the narcs or the egopaths was successful. None of it. Well, what have we here? It seems that Karen has put up a GoFundMe page to raise money for her side of the court case. She says here that
Her name's obviously not really Karen, just more is a Karen. Just making that clear.
she is concerned with the truth, and I quote, narcopath Karen says, "Even though it did not turn out as I had hoped, I know the truth will come out eventually." Unquote. Well, Karen, you got your wish. The truth is coming out eventually, and eventually is now. By now, we should all know that a narcopath is not concerned with truth. However, with simple deductive reasoning, we can see what the narcopath is all about. Let's proceed, shall we? In this next available to the public screenshot, you can see that Karen has put up the title of Justice for her GoFundMe page. It's a little hard to see, but if you look up to the top and to the left, you can see it's Justice for Karen and not Justice for the child in question. It seems to me, if it was a custody case, that justice should be for the child, not the parent. Am I right? I think I'm right.
That's a good point.
Let's take a look at another page of Justice for Karen. You can see that down the page, Karen consistently refers to the child in question as her son, and not that the child has two parents. This is a self-centered narcopath's red flag. As last time I checked, children had two parents, but not according to this narcopath, Karen.
Not in this case, they don't. It's
Also
always
no-
their child. It's always their child. Always. It's their victimization. Not what's best for the child, what's best for them.
About halfway down the page, she accuses the other parent of parental alienation. However, how could the other parent be guilty of parental alienation if the child doesn't live with them? It seems that this narcopath uses verbiage and buzzwords, but not facts.
Which was always going to be the fear from when I started this channel and got into these narcissism blogs, that eventually the narcissist was going to pick up on the vernacular, turn it around, and use it for themselves.
Now let's take a look to the right to one of her contributors. It seems that this contributor has stated that you are doing the right thing and the world is watching. And then if you look down just a little ways, you see that there are 14 donations. I guess there are only 14 people in the world. The arrogance of the narcissist and their flying monkeys is astounding. And finally, we come to the deactivation page for Justice for Karen. What I want you to notice is the dollar amount, $825. It doesn't seem that the narcopath is as omnipresent as they think they are, nor is the world watching. Only a pathetic handful of individuals who believe the nonsense that the narc is feeding them. So there you have it in a nutshell. I finally figured out what the narcopath was doing to me. Now, narcopath, it's time for you to figure out what I did to you. Good luck.
Okay. Just a song at the end. Okay. I think it is valuable to all who've been narcissistically abused, but I will leave it up to you if you wish to share it on your channel. I don't want to crowd your hard work and dedication, so if you decide to share it, I would ask your viewers make donations to your channel, as I do not accept donations to mine. That way everyone can benefit from both works. It's extremely important that you keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so I was watching your take on the Johnny Depp story, which I also have almost no interest in, but have heard a few things here and there about it, as it's impossible to escape. And as a big douchebag as he is, she's a prime example of what many of us go through. Oh, yeah, totally. And that was my point. Look, that's borderline personality disorder. I mean, that is the stereotypical, prototypical, textbook definition of a borderline personality disordered female. All of it. All of it. The histrionics, the violence, the fake crying, the hypersexuality, the drug abuse, the drinking, all of it. All of it. Borderline personality. I am a success story when it comes to narc abuse. It was extremely difficult at most times. It was extremely difficult most times. And I'm still not completely through the damage that she caused. But I can attest that your work has been beneficial for so many, including myself. Glad you're doing well. No matter what line of work you are in, your main contribution to the world is and will be your invaluable insight into the realm of narcissism. Thank you again for all you do. Warm regards, not anonymous. Thank you very much, not anonymous. I really do appreciate it. The best advice I could give you in regards to your other alienated child is you got to be patient and you got to wait. And listen, I am the biggest violator of being patient and waiting because, you know, I still call her. I still call her even though I know I'm not getting called back and I can't help it. You got that hole in your chest that you just can't fill. And it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. It really is. And the reason why you can't swallow the fucking pill is because there's a giant goddamn hole in your chest. So the pill is doing nothing. As soon as you swallow that pill, it's coming right back out again. Before it could dissolve. It's never making where the pill you need to swallow never makes it to where it needs to go. And that's because of the big hole in your chest from what has been taken from you. But never forget who took it. And I'm sure you have your problems and I have mine and everybody has done their shit as well. But not like this. I've used this example a million times and I'm going to continue using it. Man, you look at somebody like that crazy Casey Anthony who killed her own daughter, put her in the trunk, left her, and then blamed the father. And what did the family do? They stood right by her. They stood right by her. These people were waiting to turn on you. They've been waiting to turn on you since birth. They fell into the societal narcissism, the cultural Marxism, the me first and only me mentality. And that's where it is. That pill you gotta swallow never makes it. That's the real issue. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution, your story and video. I really appreciate it. I'll leave a link to it in the description box as well. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this is going away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the Zelle and PayPal links and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everybody.